Hello everybody, welcome to today's episode of Learning All Grinds and Slides. In today's episode we're going to be going over how to do the crook and the over crook. To do a crook you're going to want to lock into a nose grind, but you're going to have to tweak the board towards you. Make sure that the tail of the board does not hang above the rail or it's going to be a nose grind. Make sure that the tail of the board does not hang over the rail or that becomes an over crook. Now you have to make sure the tail's in the air because if it hangs down that becomes a willy. If it hangs over and down that becomes an over willy. If you can do a frontside 180, which is this, then you're going to have no problem locking into an over crook. If you can do a backside 180, then you're going to have no problem locking into a crook. You want to make sure you can control your ollies pretty good with learning any grind because it requires you to just maneuver the board before you land, and it's really a prerequisite to all tricks, having good control over the board. Now if you can also do lip slides, which is when the back truck of the board goes over the rail first, that means it is a lip slide. If your front truck goes over the board first, that means it's a board slide. Now, as you can see, that would look like that. So if you land into a board slide like that, I consider it a board slide sex change. Same thing with the lip slide, you're going to land it like that. But if somehow you land it like this, I call that a lip slide sex change. So if you can do lip slide, you have no problem going to do an over crook. If you can do a board slide, you have no problem doing regular crooks. In my opinion, I think over crooks are easier than crooks. Now, if you want to do a backside, you might think that this is an over crook. No, this is actually just a regular crook. Now you might think that's weird. If a frontside crook over crook looks like that, then why doesn't a backside over crook look like that? It's because what distinguishes the over crook from a regular crook is the act of the tail going over the rail. So whichever distance is further from where you started. So if you're starting from back here, you want to push the tail as far away from where you started as you can. That makes it an over crook. If you don't do that, instead you keep the tail close to where you started, that makes it a crook. Now this concept of the tail or the nose going over or towards your body is very prevalent in learning all tricks. For example, with the 5-0s, this is called a Suzuki, but this is called a salad. Now, what distinguishes the Suzuki from the salad is that the salad hangs over the rail, while the Suzuki hangs towards you, or hangs to where you started, doesn't do the act of going over the rail. Make sure you got that down. I know when I first learned all grinds and slides, the act of going over the rail, I didn't really understand much, but hopefully I've explained it in a way that you do understand it. If you can do the board slide and the lip slide, you can definitely do the crook and the over crook. I think that the over crook is easier than the crook. I'm just restating things I already said. Backside crook looks like that. Backside over crook looks like that. Crook looks like this. Over crook looks like this. Some slang for a crook is K grinds and a 180 into a crook, which would take me too long to do on video right now, would look like this. Backside 180 would look like that. Now, I'm not completely sure on that because I really don't know much about doing 180s into grinds. I know that a fakie crook, although, would look like this. And a fakie over crook would look like this. So, I hope that you learned how to do crooks from this episode, or I cleared up what the trick is and its classification. It's just a variation of the nose grind, where you tilt the tail either away from you or towards you, over the rail, or from the rail. Hopefully I've helped you learn this trick, distinguish it from other tricks. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider subscribing or liking it. I'm just starting out this channel, and if it gets enough traction, I'll keep making videos. Now, if you guys are really good fingerboarders and you want to see this channel grow, I highly suggest that you email me a clip of you just doing some cool trick or just doing a line, because the channel's called General Fingerboarding. It's not just supposed to be me, and I hope to make this series General Fingerboarding your guys' clips. If you guys want to do tutorials, send those in too. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.